Yeah, welcome back. We know that, of course, in the last few days, the people of Nogokpo have been making a demand asking the leader of the Paris Chapel International, Archbishop Charles Agyinasare, to render an unqualified apology to the people of the Volta regional town, owing to what they describe as disparaging comments about the community. The community leadership has accused the religious leader of describing the town as a demonic headquarters. Well, we know that that 14 days ultimatum issued is underway, and Charles Agyinasare's church has also declared a 1-week fasting to counter some threats that were issued to the religious leader. But let's speak to the community leaders who are still mounting pressure for that unqualified apology to be rendered. Spokesperson for the Nogokpo community is joining us here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. For those who may not know you, kindly introduce yourself so we have a sense of where you stand within the community.
Well, thank you very much, and a very good evening to your viewers. My name is Nofialaga Maufomo Kobla Nornyigbey. I'm the spokesperson of the Dufia of Nogokpo, and at the same time the president of Ama Ata Aidoo Development Institute.
You've noticed, this whole back and forth over an apology or otherwise. The belief is that back door, of course, some channels will be open so you are directly able to connect to the religious leader and to resolve the differences that may have happened. Ever since that press briefing or address that you made to the public, have you encountered at least leadership, if not the Archbishop himself, the leadership of his church, over the concerns you have?
Thank you. I would say since after our press conference, I will be receiving a lot of calls coming from different quarters that want the issue to be resolved amicably. And honestly, we don't have any issue on that because we also want the issue to be resolved amicably, but we want the process to be done correctly. That is what we call it.
And when you say correctly, what's the correct method for your community?
Because those calls that are coming, it looks like they want to engage you one-on-one, but you're dealing with a community. So if you're ready to talk, you just come and see the leadership, and then things are resolved. But speaking to individuals, I think, is not the best way to go.
Okay, so individuals have been called, and you've not been met as a community. What's the better form of engagement as you're demanding?
Well, the best...
What ought to have happened in your estimation about this?
Well, the best thing the Archbishop can do is to contact the leadership in Nogokpo, that is our Dufia, and his elders, sit down with them. We also have some few questions for him to answer, because if you describe a town as a demonic headquarters, then specifically you should know the location where the meeting is being held. So we also want to purify our town. So we want a better and a particular clarification from his side. After that, then what we also have as a community will be communicated to him.
You want him to provide evidence? Many say that, when he was making those statements, he was making them several miles away from where, of course, we can find the community itself. He was speaking in church, and he may be speaking spirituality, which many of us would not ordinarily understand. Are you mindful of all these factors?
Well, when it comes to spiritual issue, I don't think anybody who is into, excuse me to say for a better word, European religion understands spirituality than the African. The African spirituality is above all spirituality. And we have ways and means to find where other negative energies are. And that is why we are also calling upon him to come and meet the leadership and show us the location so that we can purify. Because Nogokpo is a place where no demonic spirit can exist. You dare not steal. You dare not commit such negativity there. And everyone is known about the day we had the press conference, someone left his mobile phone at the main gate of the palace. The phone was there till the following day. It was about to rain when somebody picked it to the palace and said then announcement was made. The person came for his phone. That kind of community we're talking about. And what really bothers us is that his church is also in the community.
You have people who attend Parish Chapel?
Even the assembly member of the church, of Nogokpo attends his church. You understand? So if you look at the implications of what he said, the truth is, Archbishop Agyinasare is no lightweight in this country. He commands a lot of followers. So for him to come to make such a statement, it carries weight. And the future...
And I'm sorry for cutting through, but when you say it carries weight, what's your fear?
Because his followers may assume or may believe what he's saying is the truth. But to us, it's absolutely false.
But he's the Archbishop here. We're not in the realms with him to know why he's saying that side of the country is a demonic headquarters.
When he talks about I'm not in the realm with him.
I'm not saying you are not.
Yes.
I'm saying he's the Archbishop.
Yes.
He's preaching to his followers.
Well, that is to his followers.
Yes.
But we in the African spirituality understand spiritual things than him.
Okay.
I have to be honest.
Okay, but here's the case.
Yes.
I'm making that case because he was speaking in church.
Yes.
Not at the time he was granting an interview, right? So the believers, well, it may just be part of the teachings he's putting out.
Well, the question again is, what is the motive behind his statement? If you listen to the video carefully, he said they had a crusade in Aflao.
Right.
And then he instructed the younger pastor to disgrace the witches and the wizards in Aflao. Then on their way back, their tire got a problem. And because of that, a whole town, a whole community is the demonic headquarters, witches of demons. That is where we find it very difficult. My brother, see, Nogokpo is located on the West African or ECOWAS highway. We have thousands of cars that ply that road, carrying goods, humans and goods. Nobody has ever come out to say such a statement. Meanwhile, you have also men of God who apply the pastors. Let me put it, because I'm not even comfortable with the term using men of God, because we are all from the Creator. So we all have that attribute. People, other evangelists, pastors, reverends also use that stretch of road. Okay. Now, if his junior pastor or the pastor he's talking about don't maintain his car, and his car has a problem, why do you attribute it to a whole town? Now, the question again is, what is the motive? He is saying with authority that he destroyed the demons in Aflao. And that is why he had that encounter. So he's trying to show his powerful nature to his congregants. But trust me, Agyinasare is powerless. I'm telling you on authority. His congregants can believe him because they are part of the church. But in our side, he is powerless.
Okay, well, probably Scripture admits that all powers belong to God. So, that's settled. But the reason for which he may be making this statement, many believe, is because of the stereotype around the community itself. Why do you feel that there's so much misrepresentation or miseducation or probably misinformation when we're speaking about Nogokpo as a township? Why do you feel there's usually that misconception?
Well, for me personally, I don't see it as a misconception per se. When people want to seek justice, when people want fairness, that is where the name of Nogokpo is mentioned. For instance, when something is missing, and he's looking for it, and he's not getting it. And he was like, okay, I will take it to Nogokpo. The meaning is that he's want to take it to Nogokpo to seek justice. So Nogokpo is a town of justice. The thunder deity on the land is a just one. If you are innocent, you go scot-free. But if you really commit, he will visit you. That is it. So when people use the name Nogokpo, I will go to Nogokpo, it's not based on negativity, but on the positive side. Let me give an example. We were all here when, a celebrity went to Nogokpo. You see, the temple is such that you don't just take an issue there and immediately the issue is given to the energy to act. Because knowing how the thunder god acts with thunder, so we try to exploit every avenue to solve or resolve the issue amicably. So, for instance, let's say you are bring an issue to Nogokpo or to the temple. A letter will be given to you through, or will go with our bailiffs. We have a bailiff, we have a temple. We have a bailiff at the temple. Yes, officially to the person to appear, to answer those questions that the allegation that has made against you. So when the person come and they sit and they resolve the issue amicable, it ends it there. But when there is lies, confusion, that is where the issue is taken to the thunder god.
So in this case, did you write to the Archbishop?
In this case, yes, we are. By this time, I hope he should have his letter.
Oh, you did?
Yes, by this time, I know by this time he should have his letters.
You dispatched the letters?
Yes, we dispatched the letters. By this time, he should have his letters. That is why
I'm interested in that. What's stated in the letter, by the way?
Just what it's contained in the press conference. Okay. We invite him, the elders are inviting him to come to explain some few things to the elders. That is all we want. Then what the community also have will be made known to him. Well, the rest is for him to act on it or to leave it.
Okay. How about the reports we are hearing that the paramount chief of the area is dissociating himself from some comments that may have been made in the press? Have you heard that too?
Honestly, I've spotted some few things on the social media that is purported to have been said by the paramount chief of the Soma traditional area. Personally, I haven't received or heard anything from him. Now, I spoke with our Dufia of Nogokpo, Togbi Saba the Fifth, who told me he has not received any communique from the paramount chief. So I wouldn't like to talk about it.
So you're not confirming or denying that?
Yes, because I haven't personally gotten any official communication from his text.
So we disregard the reports?
Well, I wouldn't say you should disregard the report. He, as an individual, has the right to speak his mind or to disassociate himself to it.
Okay. Okay, Agyinasare decides not to show up. What happens?
Well, then the energies will act. The energies of the land will act. It's as simple as that. We are not interested in going to any court to seek any redress. I don't want to go deep into that. We also have our court in the temples. In the
but why are you making this a matter of spirituality when many say that you've gone to the public through the press and you are stoking quote and unquote ethnocentric comments, or tensions, if we could put it that way? The fact that by simply coming out through your traditional leadership and opinion leaders you're then bringing a whole ethnic group into this fray. And you've seen the conversation online, have you?
I think at this point we are playing with English language here, so I would also like to
well, I guess
express my.
You get what I'm trying to say.
I'm getting what you,
because you have followers. You have followers. You have people who follow you.
Definitely, my brother. We the Evers are peaceful people. We are loving people. We are caring people. Our yes is our yes. For years, the Evers and we the Evers have been disrespected. Let me put it this way. In so many ways, there are some some time ago, another man of God also came and said, in the Volta region, they have something they say, Hoseviera, Abuviera. It's like when they hear things about the Volta region, they don't take their time to do the necessary inquiries. And if he have done, he would have understand that Hose has nothing to do with Christianity. Boo. It's a different thing on its own. These are celestial words. You understand? If you don't understand it, don't go deep into it. So basically what I'm trying to say is people have disrespected us for a very long time. We're trying to be peaceful. Now, Agyinasare's issue, we are not taking that one lightly because, one, for me, from our angle, he has insulted the whole of Nornyigbey. He has insulted entire Voltarians and then narrowed it to Nogokpo to declare it as the demonic headquarters.
So that's where the challenge is, the fact that, and that's why I was raising the question about your followers and potentially what this could mean. When you bring in a whole tribe, a whole ethnic group to say we've been disrespected and you pin that to a religious leader, the fear is that we may have tension between these two groups.
My brother, the tension, the first week, the first video was in circulation. Honestly, there was a lot of tension among the youth who wanted to act. And that is where the elders went to a meeting and then came out with a press release that they should leave the issue. The elders are handling the issues.
So you rather rein in your youth, the youth
yes, of Nogokpo. This letter was sent to the youth and everyone concerned to exercise patience and look at what the elders, how the elders will handle the whole issue. And I think that letter helped a lot because it helped calm nerves, right. You understand? So it's not about me trying to be or playing a tribal card and this thing, but that is the reality on the ground. We are being disrespected, and it is time to say enough is enough. Now, again, you did mention of the community is separate from the spiritual side.
Precisely.
Well, every land has a supreme energy or deity or a god on it. And the land of Nogokpo, what makes Nogokpo is the thunder deity. So if you describe such a sacred and holy and peaceful place as a demonic headquarters, you've disrespected the energy as well, and the people and the land. And that is what our brothers and sisters, they don't understand. That is our point. That is why we want him, because the supreme energy of the land does not allow or encourage people, such negative energies, to be around, that he will help us to clean the town.
Your God doesn't forgive?
He forgives.
Yeah, so why not forgive him?
When you do the needful, you'll be forgiven. It's as simple as that. Thou shalt not kill. If you kill, you can't be forgiven.
Okay, this is a statement from the Peace Council. We understand the Peace Council is wading into all of this. That's the statement from the National Peace Council indicating that the Peace Council has noticed with concern the current impasse between the Archbishop, Charles Agyinasare, and the founder of the Paris Chapel International, and Nogokpo traditional authorities. The attention of the council has also been drawn to statements that have been made by some religious personalities in the country regarding the same issue, recognizing the fact that the impasse, if not quickly addressed, may have consequences on the peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance in the country. The National Peace Council, in pursuit of its mandate to facilitate conflict prevention, appeals, first of all, and you need to listen to that, to the Nogokpo traditional authorities and the Paris Chapel International to remain calm and not give in to provocation as efforts are being made or undertaken to address the situation. Now, the council calls on those who have been affected in any way by the stalemate to exercise restraint and circumspection in their comments and pronouncements on the matter. The council continues to indicate that they are further urging the media and all those who make statements on the matter to exercise maximum restraint in their narratives to protect the peace, stability, and integrity of our beloved country. We want to inform the general public that the Volta Regional Peace Council has begun processes to engage the parties for an amicable redress. The council concludes by respectfully reminding Ghanaians of how far we have come as one nation, living together, one people, for many years. You accept the apology, first of all?
Yes, we've also received.
Oh, so you know about this?
We know about it. We've received it. We've received the letter also. Mm-hmm. Our Dufia have received the letter from the...
So this was done through the Regional Peace Council?
Exactly. Exactly.
So do you accept the terms, the fact that some talks may happen behind?
My brother, we don't have an issue with that because, see, let me make this statement and make it very clear. When the first video was in circulation and the backlash from the public domain, we wanted to come out. But when the elders sat, they decided that, no, let's hold on. Because of the backlash, let's see the coming Sunday if the Reverend will go in his church, will retract and apologize, and so that the matters will end there. Mm. But we were surprised that on Sunday, his statement that he made per the videos and the release was not an apology, but rather justification of what he said. And that is where we realized that he's taking us for granted.
But he says his children, I mean his wife, they all come from the Volta region.
My brother, I agree. I don't have any problem with the wife being a Voltarian or he having children with her. But my brother, can you use your left hand to point into the eyes of your in-laws? It's not done. For me, it is like, from what I've gathered, it's like the Archbishop don't respect his wife and don't respect his in-laws. Because if he can go to that extent and he doesn't see anything wrong with it, that is where we have it. So when we waited, after this statement, the second one, you can see that is when we came up with our press conference, so that we will let him come to explain some few things. Then we take it up from there.
Okay. Looking at the fact that the assembly member for the area goes to his church, as you're indicating to me, yes. If he comes to apologize on his behalf or initiates that talk between the traditional leaders and the church, are you open to that? Have you spoken to him already on that?
Yes, the assembly member is part of, before we came out with the press conference, we had several meetings, and the assemblyman sits in the meeting. Yes, he also did not agree with the way the Archbishop was tarnished the image of where he is the assemblyman. He's not equally not happy with that. All that we are saying is, yes, it's the head that made the statement. So the head must initiate the peace, or let's say the amicable solution first. The assemblyman is the lowest when it comes to the ranks within the Perez, how do you call is it Perez?
Yeah.
Chapel. So for that, yes, he has also made his statement. We respect his statement, but he's part of us. Whatever backlash or happens after this, my brother, the implications of what Agyinasare said, if not resolved today, will harm our young ones in the future. It has already started. To be honest with you, one of our brothers in Agbozoma had an appointment, applied for a job in Accra here. He went for the interview. He went through, he was called to come for his appointment letter. Just as that statement was made, his appointment letter was turned down. They refused him.
Really? You have evidence to back that?
I'm telling you, I can bring him to the studio to testify. And this is just one of the implications. What about the teeming youth who are seeking for jobs? What about our young women? How is it going to affect their marital lives? You understand? These are some of the implications. That's why we don't want to take it lightly. It goes a lot of way to damage our people and our region.
Okay. We need to go, but I hope that you would also send a word of caution to the youth out there to remain calm. I hope you keep doing that as leaders of the traditional area.
Sure, the youth, I believe, of the town and the entire voter youth are calm. They are looking up to the traditional authorities to take it up from there. So we'll wait and see what will pop up after the 14 days ultimatum.
Okay. And after 14 days, I hope there will be peace. That's all we are looking for.
We all pray for that.
Thank you for joining us. We're grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The last day of May this year was, of course, colored with some form of grief following the demise of one of Africa's illustrious writers and activist, Ama Ata Aidoo. Born on the 23rd of March 1942, Ama Ata Aidoo was known for her impactful publications and advocacies on women empowerment. Days after her demise, tributes have been pouring in across the globe, eulogizing her gallant contributions in the world of literature, of course, and for humanity at large. On today's edition of Joy News Remembrance series, we bring you excerpts from her book, Diplomatic Pounds, read by veteran Ghanaian actor, cultural activist, and filmmaker Kobla Nornyigbey.
This is from Ama Ata Aidoo's Diplomatic Pounds and Other Stories. And here's an excerpt from New Lessons. That's why I'm actively wishing him ill with a nicely rounded female kiss, that he falls hopelessly in love with that young woman, whoever she is. That would complicate things very nicely for him, wouldn't it? And in the meantime, what I've got to admit is that whoever first said nowhere cool knew exactly what they were talking about. After all, much of the time, most of the places where we are likely to live on this earth are either hot, very hot, or cold, very cold, and cold and cool.